About 3 years ago, the San Angelo Fire Department, I went up to the city manager's office and talked to them about trying to improve the city's insurance rating, which is set by ISO, Insurance Services Organization. And what it entails is the performance of the fire department and our ability to suppress fires, the dispatch capability of the city, and the water infrastructure of the city. And each are weighted differently. The fire department's 50% of that, the water department's 40% of the total points, and dispatch is 10 points. And from 90 to 100 is a 1, from 80 to 89.99 is a 2, and so forth on down. And at the time, the city was rated as a 4, which is how they set your premiums for commercial and residential property insurance. So we got a consultant that deals with improvement in this area, and we started working towards moving towards a 3 rating. Over the period of time, we changed the way we documented stuff, added training, did training in different aspects, added some equipment to the trucks to help the fire department improve their portion of the score. The water department over the past few years has been undergoing a capital infrastructure program that has replaced a lot of the 2-inch mains, added pumping capacity and other capacity to the city, which has caused their score to improve in that process. And since the last time we were graded, the city has added a central dispatch location to the for the city to dispatch capability, and added different things to their capability as far as dispatching. In June of 2008, the graders came in and graded the city, and we got our scores back in December. And April 1st of this year, that 3 grading took effect. What that means for the citizens is that the residential owners, property owners, should see a 1 to 2% decrease on their property insurance, while the commercial property owners should see a roughly 7 to 8% property insurance decrease. It conservatively saved the property owners here about $1.5 million a year in premiums. Basically, we improved from a 4 to a 3 at virtually no cost to the citizens or the city of San Angelo. If we wish to make it 2, it will cost some money to do that, but the value of going to a 2 is the residential property owners will see a 7 to 8% decrease, and the commercial property owners see another 1 to 2. So basically, from going to a 4 to a 2 total would be about a 10% decrease overall. There are several 1s. Texas has more 1s than any other state, but a lot of it is manpower, and manpower is expensive. But a lot of manpower and more stations, so you have very saturated coverage, basically. And some of the ways these other cities do it is nearly all of them are metroplex or big city areas where they have mutual aid coverage from neighboring cities, so they can get those manpower pieces into the puzzle, because there's a lot of grading factors in this whole thing. 3 departments are in the grading process, but it also takes into account building codes and enforcement of building codes. If you're lax in enforcing building codes, that can have an effect on your grading, because then you're having larger than normal fire loss. Right now, the fire department has several capital improvement projects. Right now, Station 2 on Southland Boulevard is being remodeled. The crews are living in a modular building out back, so they can still provide the emergency services to that area of town. They have not been removed from the location. We have purchased land to replace station number 7 on Knickerbocker, and in the process of purchasing land for station number 5 on Garfield. Both those will be located fairly close to where they are now, but there'll be newer stations and bigger stations. Station 5 is almost 50 years old. It's small and built long before this era of the size of equipment we use and all the different capabilities that we do in the fire service now. Station 7 is being replaced. It has some response issues of being able to get out on Knickerbocker. It also has some structural issues with the station from that, and it's a fairly old station too. So those two are be the next two that we do, and hopefully within the next 2 years they will be built. Provide better service to the citizens, keep the properties up to date, keep the the infrastructure from falling down. I mean, these properties are old and they've been through their life expectancy basically for buildings. It's just time to be on a schedule to replace them.